We are glad to be back for another penny stock analysis brought to you by pennystockanalysis.com. Today's stock analysis video will be about EVDR Inc. They trade under the symbol EVDR on the pink sheets, and their corporate website is www.evdrcorp.com. And once you go there, you will see that this company is a premier infrastructure construction engineering company in India, and is involved in a tremendous amount of large government funded contracts and infrastructure projects that of course are integral for the growth of the economy of India. So it's an important company, they do a great job, and of course they're public and looking to move forward. Of course, part of the research that everyone should do before purchasing a stock, and of course especially when you own a stock, is to always stay up to date on the news that the company releases. This is their way of telling you all about what they're doing and why they're great. So we're going to start off with all of the big news coming from EVDR Corp. The first thing, they've entered a new business segment. It's power transmission and water supply. They have new partners, and they've signed a memorandum of understanding with SQL Star. They're going to be increasing shareholder value by buying back 529 million shares, and they're active in their community and are hosting a safety seminar, of course, in order to bring their safety standards up to par with many of the Western countries in North America and Europe. So they're making all the right moves and doing all the right things, and that's what makes this company very attractive. The first chart we're moving on to today is the volume chart. When there's more volume, it means there's more people buying and selling the stock, there's more people reading the news, and there's more people that of course can have interest in the company and buying the shares. So the first thing that I want to get clear right off the bat is the 10-day average volume is 18 million shares, and that's in stark contrast to the beginning of the year from about January to March, when oftentimes it was more common to see in the 500,000 to a million range. But even that was an improvement from the few months before, and now we're seeing finally some momentum gaining for EVDR Corp, and it's inevitable given the strength of the company and their great positioning in their home country. So great 10-day average volume, and their volume over the last 2.5 months has been showing a steady increase in investor interest. Onto our next chart, we see a standard MACD chart, and there's a couple of important things to withdraw from this chart. First, on the MACD, you'll see a black arrowed line. That's the zero line. And what we're seeing here is that the moving averages for EVDR are moving up and are steadily increasing over the moving averages of the past. Second thing is that the MACD line has crossed over the signal line, which is very positive, and the amount by which it has passed that signal line is much greater than before, which means there's more momentum upwards, and we see no reason why this company shouldn't have a MACD that's above the zero line. We expect strong gains. It's a strong company, and that should be more than enough fuel to push this upward. If you are a follower of the penny stock analysis videos, you will see that from our first video last month in May all the way till now, we have been constantly reiterating that the momentum for this company is going up despite the downward price, which means there's just a lot of pent-up demand. There's people acquiring the stock, and it's no surprise here when we see the rate of change here. The slope is moving up, and it has in fact crossed zero, which means it's even passing averages of the past, and it's by passing them by a large margin. So these recent gains are here to stay. This is a strong company. Again, they have a strong position in their company in our premier infrastructure, which of course is going to be growing rapidly given the growth of the Indian economy. So again, this rate of change is moving upwards. It's above 0, and we expect nothing less but spectacular results going forwards. Our last chart of the day is also one of our favorite tools to use to analyze stocks, and that's the relative strength index. And what we can discern here is that we have red lines that signal the bottoms and green lines that signal tops. So if we look at the price chart, we see a single red line, and basically that is because the bottom in both those cases is the same. The bottom touched twice. That is your classic double bottom. If we look at the relative strength index, we see that the second bottom, which of course is closest to the right, is in fact higher than the bottom that precedes it. That means that the bottom is short-lived, there's no momentum for it, and that means the price is moving upwards. By the same token, if we look at the price chart and we see the two peaks, the two green lines, we see that the second peak, the most recent one, is higher than the last one. Corresponding, on the relative strength index, we see that the second peak is higher than the first peak, which means there is in fact real momentum supporting this upwards price movement. To summarize this presentation in short order, there's just a few things you need to know about EVDR Corp. Again, EVDR in the pink sheets. One, it's making all the right business decisions and it's doing all the right things quickly. So it's involved in the community, it's buying back shares, which is creating shareholder value, and it's creating new inroads with new infrastructure projects and new partners. By the same token, we see that the charts, the relative strength index, positive, rate of change, positive, MACD, positive, and this stock is clearly on the right track, and it's something that you should definitely look at, do your own research, and make a decision. Again, if you had purchased them from our May 9th or May 12th video, you'd be up a pretty healthy percentage. So from Penny Stock Analysis and PennyStockAnalysis.com, invest wisely.